Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the end of March 2022 in the fine city of Portland, Oregon. We're located in the northeast area at a corner of Portsmouth and Yale Street. It's a fine spring day. The birds are chirping, slightly overcast, but a beautiful day for the Pacific Northwest. Today we'll be taking a walking tour of the university campus and other areas of North Portland so you can see the finery, the greenery, and the beauty that is spring. Welcome to my neighborhood. And as you can see, the architecture, the area contrast here is typically of Dutch style 1940s, 50s intermingled with older structures that have been either updated or otherwise remodeled, dating to even early 20th century Victorians, and remodeling of the same type of classics. You'll see that in the Pacific Northwest we have natural greenery because of the abundance of rainfall. We have beautiful flora, fauna, and some spectacular yards. You'll see that even areas relatively obscure and off-center of normal travel lanes, just regular suburbia, here in the Pacific Northwest are blessed with beautiful green lawns and flowers that take no real necessary care because, you know, nature. Being blessed with the rainfall, we always have a little bit better milk and honey. Our lands are blessed. Ah, yes, rosemary spice in full bloom. This is what you put on your potatoes. It's a wonderful natural growing herb here in the Pacific Northwest that is currently in blossom. Great for potatoes, fried casserole dishes, and various other things that need that special little barbecue twang. Check this out. Here we have a tree, and up there is a nest. And life goes on. The bushes are in bloom, and life springs back in the Pacific Northwest. Soccer is a big deal in Portland. You can see the mountain in the background, as it was, is one of the largest parks in the United States within a city limits. It's called Forest Park, and it is on the other side of the the Willamette River from Portland here, on the west side, and it's quite a spectacular park in and of itself, a preserved forest in the middle of a city. It's amazing. Ooh, healing cedar. This type of cedar actually is used in ceremony, and you can see that some natives have been here and taken some of the bark off. Beautiful thing, isn't it? Look at this. This has to be, of course, it was planted here. So within the last, let's say, 100 years or so, this little brush has turned into quite the amazing little climbing structure. I wonder how many students have made their way up those branches. After all, this is on a campus of a university. That does account for a very nice, well-kept lawn. And some of these original old-growth trees, one or two that have been preserved throughout history, allow themselves to be part of this campus. And yes, they would really be protected. Aren't they beautiful? What a wonderful canopy. And I'm sure the neighbors like the view. They've been here for quite a while. Those are mid-20s. What they like to call Dutch cottage style. Very popular here in North Portland. And here is the entrance to the University of Portland. It's a very beautiful place. It's incredible architecture mixed with the nature, which is really representative of Portland, Oregon. Beautiful old trees, at least 100 years or more. Ooh. Multilingual crossing zones. It's a beautiful place with wonderful architecture and some really great old growth trees. And I say that just because they're over 100 years, which places them pretty much at midlife and still here. What a great campus. Oh, alas, even the mighty have a life cycle. As you can see, this one was very much rotted at the core. Probably posed quite the danger. I'm sure they were quite distraught about losing something like that, but quite obviously it was not healthy by any means. Oh well, such is life. Ooh, bark beetles. Very much a sign and indication. Woo! It's a beautiful place. Oh, just a tourist segment. Oh, I'm totally being a tourist. Oh, this is a beautiful... Here's the back side of the campus, the classrooms. As you can see, some really wonderful blooming flowers on this place. We are known as the Rose City here. Some really spectacular springtime blossoming growing. And what I think is one of the neatest features of this particular campus and this area of Portland is that it has a topography that what we are standing here is of a substantial elevation above the river valley, and right to this edge it is like a viewpoint because it overlooks a fairly sheer drop-off cliff, if you will, all the way down from this area here at Clark's Point, as this being the furthest point up the Willamette that those gentlemen actually explored. So they got to stand here on this place and look very much across a valley and see this spectacular view of what is essentially all of Portland now. To them would have been a river of just incredible area. That is Swan Island. And over there, as I pointed out, on the other side of the river, as you can clearly see, the park. It's over on the other side of the river, and off into the distance is downtown Portland proper. I'm not sure if you can see on this very well, but yeah, the view is just great. Could you imagine when William and Clark saw this area and looked down across this valley and said, well, yeah, Mr. Jefferson, we really would like to build here. Yes, it's an amazing thing that a few centuries can make in a difference. But it is a beautiful town. It's a wonderful place. And if you ever have the chance, ladies and gentlemen, I would suggest taking a tour, finding a space, and really just enjoy this view. It is one of the more breathtaking areas of Portland. Right along the cliffside. Whee! Anyway, thanks for joining me. My name's James.